things that I learned from my last couple of streams reviewing them. First and foremost, that was a new microphone. It is a professional mic that I bought for recording game stuff, like dialogue and stuff, and anything that I might sing. It I sounded fantastic, but the echo that it was picking up from the TV was a lot. I think that I'm going to be able to, so that, because it's got a mute right on there,
Shall we? When you are. Yep.
that, I'll be able to use to, basically avoid having to talk over, oh, is that what I thought that was a leaf? Okay. Yeah, no, that was not a leaf, was it? That is a lightning energy deposit. I'm playing on a 24-inch screen here, and it's even smaller, so that really does look like a leaf at first glance there. For how small I'm playing. Honestly, for what it is, I mean, when I'm not streaming, it works just fine. Don't get me wrong. My problems with reading the various items are really... I left the car behind me. Okay, we're just gonna return to the... We're gonna return to the car here. Come on, stop blocking me. I need to figure out how to get back to the car. Okay, so I do want to apologize for my sounding pathetic. The last day I streamed as well. I swear I am not dying. That was not for pity. It's just I'm getting over the last of that cold, and so what am I doing all the way over here?
Everything in order?
Yep.
Well, this should give me plenty of time. Anyway, it was not... I sounded terrible, and that coughing sounded awful, and I swear, like I said, I was not doing it for sympathy. Actually, it's rather embarrassing. So... I know I clear my throat a lot, and a lot of that actually has to do with just the amount I talk during streams and that kind of stuff, and my position, because I'm on one of those pillow chair things on my bed and have lousy posture, and just am kind of doing this for my own comfort, and that all just kind of throws whatever phlegm I happen to have into the back of my throat. So I do apologize for all of that, because at first I thought it was just the remnants of a cold, and then I realized, no, I just clear my throat a lot, like all the time. And so, and it's not just on my streams, so I do apologize for that noise as well. But we're going to clean up this Scraps of Mystery, and then I'm going to do this as kind of a tour guide to pick up a whole bunch of recipes and that kind of stuff that I just didn't happen to get quite yet. I am going to be kind of getting recipes, items, and those other types of things in places that don't require any special, you know, time input. You don't need to fish, you don't need to do any of anything out of the ordinary, really. So... where is that? Where is that? Where is that? It's kind of a pain, too, because people are still working on reorganizing this on Final Fantasy Wiki, so there are things that are still getting moved around, and let's see here. There we go. Alright, so we're going to take care of this, and then we're just going to start going through the list of the recipes I don't have, and I'll start picking that up, because for the most part, I'm pretty sure that every recipe I've gotten has been streamed, and any recipe that I've gotten that hasn't been streamed has more or less been probably things that I got from fishing or something that I just picked up an ingredient that you would be doing anyway. So this is kind of going to focus probably a little more on like posters and that kind of stuff you got to read, or cookbooks you got to buy, and those types of things. Because, to be honest, the shops that have that stuff aren't always... I mean, heck if I know where a lot of it is, you know?
Where do we go from here?
Anyway, when it comes right down to it, this is going to be kind of a pain in the butt here, I think, because I have to find a page in this gigantic area with next to no indication of where the heck this thing is, other than literally just somewhere on the ground between a couple of grass tufts, which is not helpful. I mean, I suppose I can focus on looking for that specific type of grass, which does narrow it down a little bit.
Man, that hurts.
Another headache.
This is not normal.
That does not narrow it down nearly as much as I was hoping. No, really, that was... They couldn't have put a rock there or anything, like, seriously? Just on dirt. Or dirt-like grass, maybe.
Ah, the breeze feels good.
Indeed.
This is like a pixel hunt from an old adventure game. It wasn't a good idea to do it that way then, and it's not a good idea to do it that way now. Just saying. This type of grass is literally everywhere here.
Blessed weather.
Yeah.
Come on. This is such a pain in the butt.
Dude, what you cooked the other day? That was really good.
Ah, yes. I used golden sea salt, which boasts unique properties. Its mineral composition closely resembles... Are you listening?
Yeah, salt. Love the stuff.
How did you manage to graduate?
I am literally going to spend the entire stupid day doing nothing but searching for this stupid piece of map. Okay, I'm gonna say,
Real nice here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say screw it, because I am out of patience for this. I'll just find, it's not like there's even gonna be a decent scene or anything for this. Literally 2 tufts of grass, that's all they flipping gave me. And somewhere in the light, maybe, at some point of the day. Okay, we're gonna do the more interesting thing, for me at least. because I'm already halfway through this session here. So I am going to let's see here. Dishes. Okay. So tomato and egg stir fry. I don't think I have that. I do not believe I have that. Okay. Well, there's an easy starting point. Alrighty. So we're gonna go back to long rest area here. And we'll just fast travel. Oof. I would be more worried about the AP if I had something constructive to talk about, but I'm a little tapped out right now, to be honest. I haven't gotten a whole lot to key off of for trivia in the past couple of sessions here, and so there is something that I will mention, though, is that Square, if you're listening to this, which you probably aren't, because nobody is, Electric to Chocobo. Like, I know you already have, like, Sambo to Chocobo in there in Final Fantasy V, but seriously, Electric to Chocobo easily remains my favorite, Chocobo theme in the entire series. I loved it when I was a kid because it's just so bouncy and fun, and I know the entire point is that it's a pastiche of Surfer Rock.
Hey, who's up for a bite?
But it works, and it's just Final Fantasy, a really great game when it comes to the musical variety. It had a lot of music, and a lot of that music became somebody's favorite. So let's see here. A few steps to the south of the motel. Which way is south? Okay. There should be something to read here. That hotel. Hotel.
It's nice to not have to kill anything.
Come on.
Keep it moving.
Mm-hmm. Right behind you.
Is this it right here? Hey, this is it right here.
That's it.
What's up, Iggy?
I've come up with a new recipe.
Can't wait to try it.
So literally anything you can read. Alright, we are going to quick rest here. Can't believe I wasted like literally half a day just going to that stupid quest. I hate those search quests, I really do. Because, like, oh, we'll find a brown map on brown ground with nothing to go on. Just don't do that. There is such a thing as wasting somebody's time. Anyway, Electric to Chocobo. We will go and rest here. But, it's actually interesting from a technical standpoint. So aside from it being just a fun little pastiche of Surfer Rock and that kind of stuff, it actually uses the guitar fret noise in the general MIDI bank for the bird chirping sounds. I know this because I compose in MIDI myself. And that kind of creativity to use something that was really put in there as kind of a sound effect that you could use for, you know, realism. Like Chrono Cross played it straight. It used the guitar fret noise as part of some of its actual acoustic guitar music. Whereas Electric Chocobo basically used a higher pitch of it, which in MIDI means that it's sped up to make those chirping noises. I still think that it stands alone as one of the most unique and most technically creative songs in the entire series. Just using that sound effect, that uncommon sound effect in a unique way.
Do we have to walk?
So, and I mean, it's a good song to boot. Final Fantasy VII has a lot of good music.
We're here. Let's call it a day.
I'll see what I can whip up.
So... Anyway, it's like one of two songs that I'm actually disappointed is not in this game for the radio. That honestly is... it's not terrible. I mean, it's definitely an early game dish, but it's not a terrible thing. I mean, it does increase your attack by 100. That's good if you want something to fall down. We're not gonna get that fancy, though. I should have cooked maybe something a little fancier. I want sushi now. The food in this game looks so good.
Hey, this one's pretty good.
I know. I dig it too.
Okay. I need to clear out my my photos. I have all of this going to an alternate Twitter account because I don't want to clutter up my main feed.
Let's hit it. All right.
Okay, so next on the list, we've got fish and chips, we've got that, we've got the Trevally Filet, cooking level 6, okay, Bletching, I don't think we've... Okay, so the next one, we are headed off to Lestalem. Actually, there is a bunch in Lestalem, so this is going to be very efficient. Okay.
Everything in order?
Yep.
I don't know if I have enough gas to get there. Well, tell you what, if I don't have enough gas to get there, they'll probably start complaining early, so... Mine some AP here. Anyway, Electric to Chocobo, if you're listening, Square, please, please, please add it. Like I said, I understand there's already a Chocobo theme in here. It's just, this one is so unique and so creative from the technical side of it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Sambo to Chocobo, it's just, I understand, like, that Square might not have a whole lot of love for Electric to Chocobo, because, I don't know if it was made as a joke or what, but, I like it, so, anyway, let's see here. I know I was doing a thing a while back about my favorite Final Fantasy games. I know I covered 9 a little bit, maybe, and 7 probably. Those are the first two on my mind. 7 was the first Final Fantasy game I played. I still think it remains a solid game. Sephiroth doesn't make a whole lot of sense as a villain. He alternately, you know, hates on you and showers you with gifts, even if he's throwing them literally in your face, but it's just, as a villain, his motivations are hard to pin down, he's not consistent. That's his biggest problem, is he's not consistent. Final Fantasy IX, I love it. I think Kuja is a good villain because he isn't a traditional kind of villain, or rather he's two different traditional kinds of villains. At first he's very much, you know, the kind of evil because it's what I do kind of very player in a game, actor in a play type villain, and then his entire world comes crashing down and he goes crazy. So it's one of those things that he is effective in both roles, I think, actually. And the transition between the two makes sense because he has a sudden realization as to his own mortality and that his time is probably coming up a lot sooner than he thought it was. And mortality is really a big underlying theme of Final Fantasy IX. You have mortality expressed in the black mages who have a very limited time span. You have Kuja's mortality. You have just a lot of people die. You have Brani who dies. You have, you know, a whole bunch of NPCs who are permanently scarred and that kind of stuff. I mean, Granny Pickle broke my heart because it's just like she was blinded in the attack and will never see her grandchild after it's born. And it's just like, oh my gosh. You really, any game where you can feel for the NPCs is a good game in my book, where, you know, you get that a lot in older games, I think, more than you get them in newer games, because in newer games everybody's kind of static and you overhear a lot of conversations, but in newer Final Fantasy games you don't really talk to people the same way. Like, in here, you don't talk to random NPCs. You can eavesdrop on them, but you don't interact with them that way. And Final Fantasy IX was one where you did interact with people that way. And I can understand, to an extent, why they do it that way now, because it's a lot easier to record a bunch of, you know, incidental lines than it is to come up with something for hundreds of NPCs to say and then have to voice them all. So, I understand why the change happened. It just makes you less able to engage the world. I mean, I won't say that Fantasy
We're practically
IX,
running on fume.
it's just different. Neither is necessarily better, it's just different. And for this game, the focus on the main party is actually a significant part of the storytelling, and I think it works that way, because honestly, Noctis is a prince. He doesn't need to be going around just talking to random people in kingdoms that aren't even... Well, I mean, everything that we're going to visit within probably in the next several sessions is going to be within his kingdom, but it's... He doesn't need to be talking to people that way. The relationship of the core party is much more important. So... let's see here. But Final Fantasy IX, Vivi, one of my favorite characters of all time. Zidane, also one of my favorite characters of all time, for very different reasons. Vivi is adorable. He is brave. He reminds me of myself at certain points in my life. I'm very lucky to have had my own Zidane to kind of help me with that stuff. And, the rest of the cast is good too. Some of them need a little more attention, but they're not bad. So, Final Fantasy VIII. This is one that a lot of people disliked, and I don't think that's necessarily deserved. I think that 8 gets a bad rap, a lot for the,
Damn, this place is hot. Just take your shirt off.
Like you? No way.
What, too embarrassed to show your scrawny body?
Hey, I got muscle. You just can't see it.
And if you say so.
I was hoping there was gas here. Okay. Anyway, actually we're right by the terrace here. There should be somebody eating something that we have to see them eating. You literally have to creep on somebody and watch them eat a couple of times in here. He's a quest giver. He's gonna have me take, well, he's gonna have Prompto take pictures of things. That'll be good for, next session. Let's call that good for next session.